Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stop Being Sold, a community of informed consumers who are sick and tired of being sold financial products that they don't understand or need. So if you're tired of being a transaction, go ahead and hit that notification bell and also the subscribe button so you never miss another video from us. How are you, Brian?
Hey, doing great, Michelle. How about yourself today?
Doing good. Thank you so much. So in today's video, we're covering 9 reasons not to buy an annuity. And we do a lot of videos on annuities, breaking them down from the types, taxes in annuities, MYGAs, fixed, variable, you name it. But today we're going to make a case for why annuities may not be right for you. So this is worth watching. And also, if you've watched our channel for a while, or if you've just seen a few of our videos, you know that at Stop Being Sold, the one thing we keep coming back to over and over again is that not every financial product is right for everybody. And just because something works for your parents or for your friends or your neighbors, it may not be right for you. And it really just boils down to what's the purpose of it.
That's so true, Michelle. And that's funny because that's one of the, matter of fact, number 1 of the 9 reasons is do not buy an annuity, first and foremost, until you know why you're purchasing it.
Right.
It's that simple. You need to ask yourself this question. Look at yourself and say, why am I buying this annuity? What is the purpose of this money I am investing today? And you truly need to have a clear definition of your purpose before you buy an annuity.
So how detailed do people need to get? Can you give us some examples?
Yeah, well, here's some reasons why people buy them. And think about that as you ask yourself this question. Are you trying to protect your principal investment? Are you after lifetime income? Mm-hmm. Are you purchasing an annuity for estate planning or maybe for probate? If you're in one of the states that annuities bypass probate. Are you buying an annuity for the long-term care writers because they're cheaper than a traditional long-term care policy?
Right.
How about tax-deferred growth or guaranteed growth on like with the fixed annuities and the MYGAs that are out there? And another thing is, are you buying annuities just because there's no contribution limits for non-qualified annuities?
Okay, so those are actually some good reasons. And if you're watching this and you're thinking about annuity or someone's told you, it's a love-hate thing. People love them or they hate them. Just really being able to get clear on why it is that you want it.
It's about you.
Right.
What is your purpose? That's the first one.
Sure. Okay, what's the second reason not to purchase an annuity?
Yeah, second reason, Michelle, is don't purchase an annuity if you don't understand everything about the product you're purchasing. So think about what we just said about some of the reasons why people buy annuities, okay? Mm-hmm. And then look at, does the annuity that you're looking at to purchase, does it meet one of them goals? Mm-hmm. If not, dig deeper into that contract and see what makes it so special that you have to buy it today.
Right. Okay.
And some other things to dig in while you're digging into the deep dive of that contract. How long is the contract? Does the length of that annuity, maybe it's 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, depending on the annuity, does it meet your time frame for investing that money? So let's say, Michelle, you had a short-term time frame of, I need the money in 5 years.
Right.
And the annuity that you're looking at is a 10-year contract. That makes absolutely no sense to you.
Yeah, because there's surrender charges and surrender fees.
That was the next thing. If you have to cash that out early, there's going to be surrender charges if you need the money earlier than the contract terms. And it comes back down to, if that contract sounds too good to be true, don't buy it. It's that simple.
Okay. Another thing on this, we did a video recently on bonus annuities and what they are, and we'll put the link below, but it's worth looking. You mentioned too good to be true. And a bonus annuity is when an insurance company will provide, offers an incentive for you to go ahead and sign up for that. And that's, again, devil's in the details. It may look good on the front end, but on the back end, there may be not just surrender charges you have to look at, but also rates going down, if
lower caps, lower participation rates, all that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we will put that below. All right. So what's the third one?
Okay. I've seen this mistake so many times. Don't buy an annuity if you're too young. This is important for many reasons. You have time on your side to invest. Sure. Okay. And if you change your mind early in the contract, you're going to be hit with surrender charges, which could be substantial, but as well as you could be hit with 10% IRS penalties if you cash out before age 59 and a half. So if you bought it at age 40 and you want to get out at 45, you're getting hit with penalties. It's that simple. To me, when it comes to this section, someone being too young, why not take some classes on investing and learn to do it yourself? Now, this is how I started my career well over 2 decades ago. I was working in a factory and I started trading on the side just for additional income. But I traded options, and well, look where I'm at today, 23 years as a financial advisor, going on for 24 years now. So I'm not suggesting becoming a day trader, just learn how to invest.
Right.
And Michelle, I'll use an example of a client that, the client today that I had met over the years. And I looked at him and he called and he says, look, I need to get rid of this thing. The market is booming and I ain't making no money.
Right.
Help me understand what I have. And lo and behold, the dude was 34 years old and had an indexed annuity with a 16-year surrender charge.
Whoa.
And he says, I've had this for 5 years. It's made me absolutely nothing. What do I do? And so I'm looking at the surrender charges, look at the amount that's in the account. I said, look, in all honesty, your best option was to actually keep what he had for one reason. If you watch any of our other videos on the annuities and talk about replacing annuities, this, that, and other, be careful about the replacements. Rates got to be better for you to move it to. Carriers won't let you roll the funds if it's not in a beneficial interest to the consumer immediately. This guy had caps in the indexes of 8 and 9%, participation rates of 55 and 60%. Well, guess what? He's hitting home runs right now.
Right.
Because if we would have moved that into something else, he would have been hit with surrender charges and he would have actually lost out. So today, them caps are 3% today and participation rates of 20%. Compared to what he had if he took a new contract today. So again, understand what you have. And that client was way too young for it, but it was also too good of a product to move him out of based on the current environment. So
and also take into consideration that surrender charges, 16 years is no joke.
Gosh, if I remember right, they were well in above 12 and 13% surrender charges on this product. So,
ouch. All right. So what's the fourth reason you may not want to buy an annuity? Okay.
Don't buy an annuity expecting stock market returns. Go back to the example that I just said. A lot of people would be happy to get an 8 and 9% return on their annuity, right? Well, you're not going to get that in today's environments. Number one, rates are at near all-time lows. We're starting to move up a little bit. Okay, so that's great, but most annuity rates are based on the rates at the beginning of the contract, not the end. Remember that. We're not speaking about variable annuities here, but if you take the rest of annuities, when that contract is developed and designed and you purchase it, it's based on the current prevailing market rates. Watch the 10-year treasury because a lot of the annuities are based on a 10-year treasury. And guess what? We're at all-time lows. We've only moved up just this past week. So you're not going to get stock market returns. Now, and here's an example. Last year, the Dow, or the S&P 500, 26.9%. The NASDAQ, 21.4%, and the Dow, 18.65%. And the S&P and the Dow returns them returns don't even include the dividends that we're paying. So you're not going to get them type of returns in this annuity. So don't buy it for the returns. Current rates with many annuities, fixed rates today are between 2 to 3.5%, depending on how long the contract is. And indexed annuities, the caps of 3 to 5% and participations of 25 to 35% of the S&P 500. There, and there are some that offer 100% participation rates or unlimited participation rates, but they're tracking some indexes that we've maybe never heard of, that were designed in the last 3 or 4 years. Don't do them. So it's that stuff. And ask the advisor, whoever's selling it to you, or the company, what interest can you expect to get with the annuity that you're looking at? And then also ask them to show you the returns that annuity has received over the last decade. Many
so you're looking at past performance.
Companies have that. So
so you ask for past performance before you sign anything.
Sure. Take a look at especially when you're talking fixed rates. Fixed rates are fixed rates. Show the numbers. It's not hard to show them numbers. So
all right. What's fifth reason?
This goes back to don't buy an annuity without comparing other companies and contracts. Look, annuities, we've said it multiple times, are long-term contracts. If you're purchasing a car for the next 10 years, would you only test drive one of them?
Right. No. Shop and compare different companies for the best rates and the features that meet your specific goals. And also shop with different advisors. And here's why. Many advisors are captive agents, meaning they may only work for XYZ insurance company and they can only sell the products from that one company. Yes, you might have different products with that company, but what's that company's rates in comparison to company B or company C? You need to get quotes and product comparisons from several advisors before you buy an annuity today. Right. And that's the one thing, all these annuity videos we've done, the devil is in the details.
Exactly.
And every contract, it can look similar on the surface, but once you start diving deep, it's these tiny little details that can, they can be a game changer. You wake up in 10 years or 5 years, like that client of yours, and what the heck do I have? And why is this? And how do I move out of it? And you agreed to it. So read the contract.
Yeah, you signed it. It's a legal binding contract. So
All right. So what's number 6?
Okay. And I'll ask this to you, Michelle. Michelle, do you have any investment experience at all with the market, with understanding the market, or are you interested in doing that? Do you think
I have experience?
Yeah, there you go. So don't buy an annuity if you can manage the money yourself, especially in today's low interest rate environment and low returns of most of these annuities. You may consider yourself savvy when it comes to investing and possibly could beat the current rates offered. If this makes you feel comfortable, do it. Try it. I was told years and years ago, look, if you're going to become a day trader, you need to step in the market and make trades. That's what a day trader does. And you learn from making trades. You learn when you win, you learn when you lose. And you learn a lot more every time you lose because you say, oh, wait a second, I won't make that mistake again. And so that's one way. Second is, Michelle, what if you've already got a professional advisor who manages your money now? Ask them their opinion on annuities. Now, you got to be cautious here, though. Many wealth managers are against annuities, even if they fit your goals.
Got it.
Also, they may work for a firm that may not permit it. They might be permitted to sell you an annuity, even if you want it. So be careful on that because you could get conflicted advice there. There's a lot of wealth management firms that are so against annuities, it isn't funny. No matter, could it be the fact that they're not getting a fee off of it and they don't get a commission because they're not allowed to sell one? That could be the issue. Who knows? But, honestly, don't buy an annuity if you can manage it yourself or you've got an advisor that can help you with it.
Right. Well, you and I had a conversation yesterday, just on the phone, and I was talking about doing the math. And you said something that made me think about this is, you're looking at if you can get a better rate. So it's really about running different scenarios. And it starts with, what are you wanting to do? Why do you want, what do you want?
Right.
And backing into it, right? So I want X amount in X years. I want this for that. And then it's now which financial products or which investment strategy will be right for me to achieve this. And
Exactly.
then diving deeper, looking at the tax consequences and then the details of whatever it is that you're investing in. So, I mean, it sounds simple, but, just even on the call yesterday, I'm like, I should do the math on this. Right. And I run different scenarios all the time, but I didn't think about it. So, all right, what are we on? Number 7.
Number 7, don't buy an emergency if you don't have an emergency fund. Or
don't buy an annuity.
If you don't have an emergency fund. Sorry about that. Yeah, get an emergency fund. Annuities, again, are long-term contracts, and many are illiquid in the early years due to the high surrender charges. They specifically set these contracts up because the insurance company calculates, okay, if you're buying a 10-year annuity today, we know what our profit margin is in that 10-year contract. But if you decide to leave the contract early, we're losing money also.
Sure.
So we're going to charge you a fee to keep you into that. And there's where the surrender charges come into. So if you need funds before the end of the contract, you're going to be hit with hefty surrender charges.
And that's why when you look at something like an annuity contract, it shows you see it's illiquid in the early years. It's like tiny amounts. And then it starts
accumulating. Right. And it's designed purposely that way. And I understand that side of it. And consumers need to understand, look, if you're buying an annuity, you're buying it for the long term, not for a short term day trade, a week trade, a month trade, or even a 1-year trade. It just makes no sense. So, and then let's go to the compliance side of that scenario though. Okay. Most annuity companies will not even accept your contract if you don't have substantial liquid assets. Some of them, you need up to 50% of what the annuity principal is. So let's say you're getting ready to invest a $50,000 into an annuity, and the company says, okay, we need to see what your liquid assets are. They're going to want to see 25,000, 50,000, 75,000 of liquid assets. They don't want you to put more than 50% of your assets into an annuity today. So that's just a sign of caution. So,
all right, what about number 8?
Okay, this one here really ticks me off. And so don't buy an annuity during a presentation at a dinner seminar. Okay. And trust me, the minute you hit age 50, your mailbox is flooded with dinner seminars. Where I'm at here, we could go out to eat 3, 4, 5 times a week to the most expensive restaurants in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, all on the back of an annuity producer that's trying to sell annuities.
Sure.
So can you build a relationship with that advisor at that seminar? Yes. And maybe have appointments afterwards with them to see if it's a good fit, what they're offering, this, that, and the other. Yes, do that. Don't
impulse buy.
Yeah. But early in my career, I was invited to a dinner seminar to see how a major insurance company was selling annuities. They were bragging how many they were selling. And I'm thinking, okay, I got to go see this. And I was a producer, so I could go into there. They invited me in to brag upon how much business they were doing. During the presentation, they explained the product, this, that, and the other, went through the whole gamut with it. All of a sudden, you see this guy passing out. I'm thinking it's the brochure about the product they're talking about.
Oh, right? No.
It was the actual application. Oh. Then he pulls it up onto the screen and says, okay, fill out this first section here with your name, address, phone number, that kind of stuff. Don't put your social until you come up here and sit with me at this little table and 2 chairs I got sitting up at the front. We'll talk to you guys together. And there were over 50 people in attendance, and they were all offered the same
product. Yeah.
Don't tell me that them 50 people didn't have different goals, different.
Right. Well, this goes back to our number one. Don't purchase anything, whether it's annuity or any financial product. Don't invest in anything unless you know the why behind it.
Yeah, I have no idea how the insurance company allowed that to even happen, just for compliance reasons. But anyways, don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it. But number 9, this goes almost in the same boat. Don't buy an annuity if it's being sold to you like a used car.
Right.
Trust me, the annuity will still be available tomorrow, and there's no limited supply of them. You don't have to sign on the dotted line today.
Yeah.
Now, note though, with some like MYGAs or some fixed rate annuities,
the rates will expire.
Where the rates are limited, and they'll offer we'll offer you a bonus, like we talked about with the bonus annuities. They'll offer you a bonus to come in during this month or whatever. And so ask to see the rate sheet from the insurance company, or just call them to see when the rate actually expires. Don't be sold like you're being sold a used car.
Exactly. Well, then you become the transaction, which is what we're trying to avoid here. It's being sold. Absolutely. All right. This is really good. And if you've made it this far, if you like the content, please hit that like button. It helps others find content like ours, like this, and then also helps our channel grow. But, Brian, you and I, we've broken down annuities, and I do encourage anybody who's interested, or even if you have an annuity, like go watch our videos on the types of annuities, MYGAs, variables, index annuities, what have you. They can be a really good product.
Right.
For specific situations and for specific goals. I think it made a great product. They're phenomenal. And think of it this way. Think of if you have a pension at work today, your pension is built on an annuity chassis. Right.
It's the same thing. It provides you lifetime income. That was the designation, the main design behind annuities anyway, lifetime income. So they are great products. Just be careful on how they're being sold to you.
Sold to you.
Yeah, or to you. And buy them for the contractual guarantees that they offer. They're beautiful products if you follow that little piece of advice.
Great. Well, on that note, thank you, Brian, for explaining this to us. And thank you for everybody for watching. And again, we'd appreciate that like button, and also subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're notified when we have new videos, which we post 3 times a week. So we're always here and really appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks.